Hey Chris, is that you? Damn.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today.
Hey Chris, is that you? Damn. Hey Chris, is that you? Damn.
Can you hear me? I don't know. If you don't know who I am by now, I don't know what you've been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we do. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Cashflow Money Monroe, and I'm right back at you with a Sunday night show. What up, Jim? What's up, Miss Walsh? What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. How are you?
Doing good.
How's the audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Loud and clear, yeah. So this is what we're doing every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Miss Walsh, you made it back to Springfield, I see.
I did make it back to Springfield, thankfully. It was a good ride, though. It wasn't too bad.
Good to get out the house and stretch your legs a little, huh?
I was so tired from the road. I just went to bed last night.
So you made the travel to St. Louis for the real estate meetup. Did you learn anything? Was it a good networking opportunity for you?
Yes, Justin, right?
Yeah, he'll
Justin,
be
I
on
was
in a minute.
talking to. Yes, he gave me some options to look up on the Zillow and auction.com, and I do have questions about that. Is
Yeah,
that okay if I'll go ahead and ask?
we love questions. Questions is how we learn lessons.
Okay, okay.
It's a new phrase.
So yesterday we were talking about like how to find the houses and all this stuff. So I looked up on Zillow. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but on the option I selected um 3 months or 6 months on the market, but it's still giving me all of the houses up to 6 months. Is it way to select something
Yeah. So you're looking for
somehow that will uh-huh.
on market properties, correct? Or what are you looking?
I'm looking for like expiring properties or like 100 days plus.
Okay, yeah, you can see it on Zillow, or I like to use Redfin more so because you can actually pull it up. As a matter of fact, here let's pull it up live on the screen because it can get kind of
Yeah.
tricky when you're looking at this stuff. And
Yes.
my main man Justin's in here. What up, Justin Holmes? Buying
Hi,
up all
Justin.
the homes. Let's see here. Let me share this
Every
screen.
day Monday.
Come on with it. So you wanted to be in the what? Springfield, Missouri, right? Is that where you want to be at?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Springfield, Mo. Let's see what y'all got on the show. So I just put in Springfield. It comes right up with 914 homes. We don't want to see no 914 homes. We want to slim that down. So what we do, really easy, is hit this little filters button.
Uh-huh.
It'll pop up. Wow, look at all this other stuff over here. You can pick beds and baths and all of this other stuff, price points, max minimum. We don't want to do that. But what I would like to do is I would go on Redfin and say, let's say, anything over 60 days. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So over 60 days, it's still quite a bit, as you can see. It's still 534. I want more pain. Let's go 90 days. Let's go out 90 days. It's still 399. That's a lot. So if you come to this big, beautiful house right here, I don't know, just picking a house. Whatever this house is here, they want 359,000 for this 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,400 square foot plus house. Motivated sellers. Wow, they motivated, but why are they on the market so long? 101 days on Redfin, as you can see here, right?
Just
101 days. And then
it's
even empty. Does that make a difference if it's empty?
Okay, well, I know you said you wanted to be on.
It says it's empty here, so it's like, or it appears to be empty according to our pictures. So this would be a perfect candidate. How are they motivated sellers, but the property hasn't sold and been on for over 100 days? Why do you think?
My guess would be real estate, bought it, renovated, and try to sell it. It's a lot going on like this around here, but
so then
calling agent.
Yep. So very simple. As we see, it has all the information here about the house. And if you look right about here, listed by Jeff Jones, and it even tells their real estate agent company. You simply Google it. You can usually find an agent's phone number pretty easy. Don't cost any money. They're advertising, they're marketing, they're trying to attract buyers, sellers, etc. Trying to do this thing called real estate investing. So we just reach out to them. Does it all make sense now?
It all makes sense. Yes. My next question: if I will find something like that, what our strategy going to be? Like, is it something that we want to look into? Is it too expensive? Is it because Justin said just call him?
Yeah, great question. Our strategy is to call them and have a conversation. Mr. Jones, was it Mr. Jones? What was his name again? Mr. Jeff Jones. Hey, I was looking at that house on Newton Avenue. Is that still available? Yes, it's available. Oh, yeah. Are you trying to buy it? Yes, we're actually looking to buy 3 to 5 properties here in the next few months. And this looks like something that would be interesting to us. I mean, what's going on with it? Why do you think it hasn't sold yet? He's going to tell you, oh, we had it under contract and it fell through, or some story. Who cares, to be honest? I just want them to open up and know that I'm in the business to look to this. Is that making sense?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And then any
Makes
other
sense.
information you go through from there, have a conversation. And there's some more stuff to it. But yeah, that just basically gets the conversation going there. Any questions about any of that?
No, not.
Is that too easy, or am I making it too simple?
No, I kind of was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, I actually drove through a couple houses today, and I looked up on the auction, houses on the auction, and drove by and talked to them one owner. I could not, we talked yesterday about that, I can find the names of the owners, and I couldn't find it. Is it
okay? So that's
something I'm
something
doing
separate.
wrong?
So that's something separate. I don't want to get confused here. So right now
Yeah,
we're talking
no.
about on market.
Auction.
These are on market.
Yes.
So you're talking to the agent. You don't have to get the owner
Yes,
name right now.
correct.
It won't matter
Yes.
because we're going through the agent.
Yes, yes,
So just to
correct.
keep it very simple.
That part I got, yes.
So
I understand that part, and I'll talk to the agent, yes.
correct. And it's called
Other part,
$0.
the auction. Sorry, one thing at a time.
Yep. I mean, I got you. We're gonna go through it. I just want to make sure to keep it very simple and plain where it don't get confused. Like, oh, I gotta find a seller name. I gotta look up their number. No.
No,
None of
no,
that.
no.
When we're talking about
No, yeah,
on market deal, costs no money.
Yes.
You have a conversation and you see if you can help them out. It's really that simple.
okay. All right,
All right.
one more question.
All right. What's another question for a lesson?
Would I be talking to the agent at the time? Would I be mentioning anything deals with a sub-2 or seller finance interest?
Yes, for sure. Well, and you're brand new, right?
Yes.
To be honest, you could, or you can defer that to a closer. You can ask any question you like, but I don't want to make this difficult for you where it's like, oh, but I don't know how to do this because you're creative thing and take over loans and do wraparound mortgages, lease options subject to, and do trust and all of this other stuff to come along with.
Mm-hmm.
Worried about that stuff. Just take step one, reach out. Is this property still available? Why hasn't it sold? The 4 pillars, you know about that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The timeline, condition, price.
What 4 pillars?
Yeah. Do you know about that?
Maybe not. Say it.
Trail said, I don't know. Trail, you don't know about that? Uh-oh, you muted. You say you don't know about that? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't know nothing about that. What's the 4 pillars?
All right. Justin Holmes, they bringing you in on the phone. They want to know about the 4 pillars. What do you know about that, Justin?
All right, so the 4 pillars are price, the elephant in the room, motivation, timeline, and condition. You want to break those down, Chris, or you got it? How you want to do that?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, that's what it is. Timeline, condition, motivation, price. So, yeah, and timeline, when we're start talking about that, we're just trying to figure out, and this goes for a seller or an agent, more so to the seller, but we can ask these questions of an agent as well. I mean, if we were able to work out everything, I mean, how soon would they like to close? How soon would you like to close? That's usually what I like to ask a seller. And that's going to help kind of gauge motivation, because if they're like, well, I mean, I sell it around springtime. It's no big deal. Summertime. I'm not in a rush. That's telling you right there their motivation level ain't really that high. But if they come back to timeline and say, hey, man, I need to be out of this thing because it's an auction in 3 weeks. Oh, now we're going to say we got a little pain going on here. We want to step into that and know they're serious. That's talking about timeline. When we start talking about condition, we're just talking general condition of the property. Is this property move-in ready? Does it need a little bit of handyman stuff? Is it a dump? Is it a tear down? Is it fire damage? We're just trying to get an overview. Does this property need some type of work at all? We're not trying to get too real specific on it on an initial call, but we just want to know, is this property even habitable? Make sense?
Makes sense.
And then when we're talking about the price, what's the price you want? Usually they're going to tell you what they want for the property, but that doesn't mean they're going to get it. And it's, I like to ask, like, say that property we were just looking at, they say that was what, 359. I mean, yeah, 359. Is there any wiggle room on that price? I mean, what do you think? I mean, if we came in a little lower than that, you think they would take that? And let them answer. All they can do is say, "Oh, well, put your offer in." I don't really care what they say. These are just questions, just to gauge how they feel about the situation. A lot of this is dealing with their feelings. And then the last but not least is the motivation. Motivation, the fourth but most important pillar, in my opinion. Why are you selling? Seems like a pretty good house. What made you decide to want to sell it? What happens if you don't sell? As a matter of fact,
Are we talking to the agent still, or are we talking to the homeowner?
whoever. They all get this work. I don't care if you're a wholesaler. I don't care if you're an agent. I don't care if you're a seller. You all get some line of questioning to this effect. It may not be these exact words, depending on who we're talking to. But
Do you always think the agent knows the homeowners, like, why they selling, the motivation?
Well, the question you just asked, do I think? I don't think. I just ask questions. I never think about nothing. All I'm thinking about is what should I be asking about? I don't want to try to assume nothing. Oh, it looked like this would be a great house for my family, or whatever things people say. I don't want to overthink anything. I just want to ask questions. 4 pillars: timeline, condition, motivation, price. Something around those. And then once we've established that, we might get into the creative conversation if that's something you make sense for. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
And that's the 4 pillars. And everybody gets that work. This is just to get a baseline to know, are we dealing with a prospect or a suspect? Should we be on the phone with these people? I don't know if you can see any of that, but these are some of the questions here that you could ask when you're dealing with those things. Just so you should never be on the phone like, oh, I don't know. What should I be saying? Should I be asking this? Yeah, there's in my opinion, you need to be asking about 50 questions. But, I'm extreme like that. I want to know what's going on. Why are you in this situation? What's happening here? Any questions around the 4 pillars?
Which one's the most important, Chris?
Motivation. Because if I don't know why you're doing what you're doing, it won't even matter. Because some people will tell you, I don't really need to sell it. And I'll even use that on a close, not to make this confusing, but I say, man, it sounds like you really don't need to sell the house. Oh, no. I need to sell. I want them selling me the house versus me looking to buy a house. I'm flipping the script. And this is just, a learned skill. And, on an initial call, you don't have to get too deep in the weeds on this stuff. But on an initial call, the 4 pillars is basically all you need to get. Once you got that information, how much they want, what's the timeline, what's the general condition of the property, what's the price, and you get them on the phone with a closer from there, and we can go make an appointment, put me on the phone with them, or get Justin on the phone with them, and we'll wrap them up. It's really that easy. It's really not, rocket science. It can be, but why make it rocket science when you don't have to?
Chris, what's that question you like to ask them about? If they have any other motivation besides money?
Yeah, I mean, other than the price, is there another reason you would consider selling? Other than the price, because usually price is the main reason. I need 400,000 and not a penny less. So if you were able to get 400,000, even if we had to get a little creative with it, I mean, would you sell it to us today? If we can work out the details, all they can do is say yes or no. And these are just some questions that you could ask. Some of these may not fit to that particular situation. It's just that you should never feel like I'm stuck, like Chuck.
And it ain't no script to this stuff either, because everybody be like, oh, I just need a script. You just fill yourself with the questions to ask, to fill out the situation, figure out exactly what's going on with the people, and that's it. A script or format, there's no start and end to this process. I know I've done sales jobs and stuff. This is not that. You're buying something from someone. You're getting them to sell you something. Hey, why you think this haven't sold? It's been on the market for 100+ days. Why you think it haven't sold? Because you investors are too cheap. Okay, what if there were a way that we could get you the money that you were asking for, but we had to do something creative? what you mean by creative? And then you just go down the rabbit hole. You ask the good questions and everything. Presents third party stories to them, and they become putty in your hand.
It's just that simple. So as you see here, Miss Springfield, you see that you got plenty of properties sitting on market. If we're talking on market, you can literally call in your leisure. Now back to off market. We're good with on market now, right? All right, now back to off market. What were you asking about off market deals? Meaning it's not listed.
I was looking at the auctions, what is on Zillow and auction.com. I could not find seller information when I went to the public records.
All right. I hope you got your notepad because we're finna get in the weeds now. So it's gonna be no more excuse after today. They're gonna say, I don't know how. I'm gonna lay it out for you on a golden platter. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So right now I'm on auction.com. Where were we at again? Springfield Mo, right? We go to the city. Tricky part about this site, which really isn't tricky, you have to check these filters here. These filters.
Okay.
Because you got everything on there. I don't want this one here to say REO bank owned. That's real estate owned, meaning they already had an auction and it's already been sold, and now the bank retains it, and now you got to go through their process. Their real estate agent.
Okay.
We're not looking for that. We're not necessarily looking for private seller either. I mean, you could, but I don't necessarily look for that. I'm looking for this one right here to say foreclosure homes. So I'm just going to click that little click box to say foreclosure homes, and then it'll pop up as you see here.
No motherfucking foreclosure. They got a couple.
Really?
Who? Springfield? They got 7. So
yeah,
as you see here, 11 days out. This one here on Westwood Avenue. You got another one 11 days out. Got another one 16 days out. Another one there. So that's 7 that you can literally go door knock or.
I did today. Yes.
You door knock today?
I did.
Oh, no, don't be telling me that. And what happened when you went and knocked on the door?
I did because of your encouraging yesterday. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it.
What happened when you knocked on that door? Did you get any responses?
One homeowner answered, and he started telling me that the bank had it mistaken and he already took care of it. So I'm gonna watch it probably for a couple more days, and I'm gonna look up if it's treasury on it, or the lawyer on the auction. I'm gonna call and double check if it's still on the auction, and I'm probably gonna go next week again there and knock on the door again and see what's happened.
I will say congratulations for taking action. Most people don't take action, by the way. I could talk about this stuff for days and days and months, and they never take action. They talk, but never go get up off their butt and go knock on that.
I did.
Door.
I did. The second house was in the same neighborhood. I knocked on the door, no one answered. I left a note, the phone number. So I'll see. And another house is on my way to work tomorrow, right? Very close. So I'm gonna stop there tomorrow. But I couldn't find the information for the owners. I was trying to look up the number and the name, but I couldn't find it.
For sure. So yeah, so the door knocking part, great job doing that. If you do meet a homeowner, find a way to get their number so you don't have to go back over there. Say, you know what, Mr. Owner, I'm glad you're trying to work that out, but what I can do is send you some free information that might help you out in your situation. What's the best number to send it to? Get his number, because now you don't have to keep going back over there wasting your energy. You can just call him, text him, communicate. Now you got lines of communication, and he can see you as a trusted resource versus as just somebody trying to take his house for nothing or whatever.
Yeah. What kind of information can I give him?
Some basic free information. I can get that to you. It's basically the same thing we got on our thing here. It doesn't really say much. It just says these are some options you can do.
Can you send it to
foreclosure, which we're not going to let them do that. Loan modification, that's an option. Bankruptcy, short sale, and possibly sell it to an investor, and possibly even rent it back. Every case is different, so I don't give them any exact thing on what to do. There's just some information that you can get. Really, you could almost go on ChatGPT and give them some information if you wanted to, but I don't really care. My thing is get the phone number. That's the purpose of this.
Okay, I see.
Not to get too confused with it. My thing is when I go knock on the door and I meet somebody, I don't want to come back and meet you no more unless I'm coming there to like buy the house or take pictures of the house or something to that effect. I don't want to keep going back chasing somebody when I got a person Let's get their
Yeah.
contact information so we can amplify our return on the work that we're doing.
Okay.
And
Got
yeah,
it.
and great. And what did you
I'll
say
try.
on your sticky note or your note you left them at the door on the other one?
I left my number and I said help with a bank in a house. If you need help with a bank in a house, give me a call.
Okay. So Jim, what would you say on your notes? Because Jim loves knocking on doors. What would you leave on a note if you left a note, Jim?
I left 2 notes on Friday, and I just literally was texting on my phone, and I had a phone call tonight with the person that I dropped the note for. And what I usually put on my note is something simple, but what I did this week, it's always whatever comes to my mind, but it's just I can help. Call or text, and I give them my number. That's it.
Very simple, very clean. Yeah, because when you say bank, this, that, and other, I don't. Because sometimes people are very secretive about this stuff. Just so you know, if you're not aware,
Okay.
some people are very ashamed. They're very upset, like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm losing my house," and
Yeah.
then they're hiding it from their spouse, their husband, their wife don't even know this is going on. So I just say, like Jim said, I can help. Call or text your neighbor, something to that effect,
Okay.
and then and a phone number, and they'll call and text, and we go from there.
Chris, what I found is that I make it vague.
Yes.
And just like I can help. And if the neighbors see that, it means nothing. If the kids see that when they come home from school, it means nothing. But when mom and dad or somebody that knows the situation sees that, they know exactly what's going on.
Come on with it, Jim. You come in swinging and bucking and swinging. Hey, that's the truth right there. Vague is best. Even a lot of the times when I even get on the phone with these people, I'm trying to be a little vague, but not too vague. I say, hey, yeah, have you did anything about the auction? Because you don't know who's around them. Some people are like, oh, I can't talk right now. And they're really hiding. I want to be able to get my information across, but I don't want to be like so strong that it kind of scares them away or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's go ahead, Jim.
I was going to say, typically what I'm doing is I'm texting them before I call them, just for that reason, to make sure that we're kind of having a little text conversation to make sure that they're comfortable with what we're going to talk about. And then I'll pick up the phone, and literally 2 minutes before we came live here, I was on the phone with somebody from Friday.
There you go.
They just sent me a text message tonight, and I jumped on a text message, confirmed who they were, confirmed that they were willing to talk with me, that kind of thing. And they were begging me to call them.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Flip the script. That's the name of the game.
What do you say on the message? If I may ask.
So
what do you text them back?
Yeah, I actually talked to him in person on the phone. And my first text message was that just asking them if they had a few minutes they texted me and said they received my note. And so I asked them if they know what the note's about or something like that, pretty much. And then they said that they were curious. They didn't really know. And that to me sounded a little bit funny. But with this particular one, I wrote right back into the message, and I just texted them. I said it's going to be at the auction on the 18th of this month. And I'm here to help. And I asked them if anybody has ever taken the opportunity to explain to them the options they have, and if they would be willing to let me take a few minutes on the phone to do that. And then that's when the lady said, I'm the mom, you want to talk to my daughter. She gave me the daughter's number, and daughter texted me and said, call me right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my only real selling proposition to these people. Not that I'm going to buy your house and give you $1 bazillion. My selling proposition to a pre-foreclosure is we can help you stop the auction. That's the only thing I'm selling at this point. I'm not trying to get into the numbers or all of that stuff on an initial call. I'm talking about on initial contact. We can help you stop the auction, and you do have options. That's it. Once they receive that, let's talk. Now we're going to talk about what their situation is, how you got into this situation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a little process when you're dealing with pre-foreclosures. Any questions about it?
So I was able to get into that conversation a little bit they opened up and told me how they got in this situation. And so we talked about that for, 5 or 10 minutes. And she's not quite sure. It's the daughter. She's not quite sure what she's going to do. Her dad passed, and she can't get a hold of the bank. And so she's going to exercise some things that she thinks she can do. I'm going to let her do it. She has some phone calls she wants to make tomorrow because I want her to call me. So I just asked her to I said, I reach out just like I door knocked. That's because I'm there. And I said, I took the time. I like to have follow up. It makes me feel good to know that they're taken care of. So I said, if you don't mind, I said, kindly, if you don't mind, share what you find out tomorrow in your phone calls. And then left her the message, I'm here to help. And she thanked me up and down and, told me she'll definitely be letting me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now the other thing I discovered is that she doesn't know how far behind they are in payments. And she doesn't know if they are going to be able to save this thing or not. So that's for her to discover. That's not for me to tell her. And so I'm letting her make the phone calls tomorrow. She's going to give me a follow-up and she's going to call me and say, whatever she finds out. And then I can get into more of the options that fit.
Now, wait a minute, Jim. I want to make sure that didn't go over anybody's head, what you just said there. That's for her to find out. It's not your job to go tell them every little thing about how we do all of this stuff and how every little nook and cranny works. That's not our job. We're here to do it.
And I made that very clear when I got her on the phone. As I said, I'm just a door knocker here to help. I said, I'm not an attorney or anything like that. I said, I can't do this for you, but I can point you in directions and give you some people that you can call. But you have to do the work.
And depending on their level of motivation, they'll definitely do all the work they need to do. People got time and money for whatever they want. All that, they ain't got the money. They come up with it. Oh, they ain't got time. I got to go to work. They come up with the time. People get time and money for what they want. We're not taking no excuses.
Jim, did you offer her money?
No.
Okay, good.
I learned my lesson last week.
I'm gonna give you $50,000 to move out tomorrow, cash, no title work.
And that is something I wanted to say this week when I got you guys all on the phone. Is I wanted to just say my thanks for beating me up last week.
Tough love, Jim. We got.
I was just going to say for beating me up with tough love.
Hey, that's what it takes sometimes. Oh, you saying
and,
that wrong. I'm saying.
And the funny thing is that you guys don't tell me anything that I haven't already heard or don't already know. But sometimes you just need to hear it a bunch of times before it sinks in. Sometimes I'm a little thick.
That's it. Turn that.
So no more DSCR talk.
And I went out door knocking, and when I went out door knocking, I had a conversation with the lady that wants to sell her house. So I knocked 4 doors. The first door, the conversation was, the lady wants to sell her house. So I have a phone meeting with her, and I actually have a prospective buyer for the house. So she wants to do it through an agent. I'm trying to talk her out of that because I don't want to do the whole real estate agent thing.
Why not? Why not an agent? Why don't you want an agent in the middle of the deal?
Looking at what I believe the numbers are going to be on what she owes and that kind of thing, I think the numbers might be tight. And so an agent's going to take another 6% out of that. And it's just going to make things really tight. And my buyer doesn't want to have an agent involved either.
Too many cooks in the kitchen can mess up your mission. I don't want a bunch of people in the deal. For one, you got to pay them. And then 2, they don't know what they're doing. They can slow you down or mess you up. So I prefer them.
So 4 doors knocked, 1 conversation at the doorstep, 3 notes left, and this is Sunday night, and I got a return phone call from the 1 note I left already.
Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that foreclosure thing there. You said you had another question about that after we find a property. Is this one here? This Republic, Missouri. Hold on, let me pull this up. Is this a good house? It's like this house pretty new. Can we buy that one?
Yeah, I didn't look. I haven't gone to that house. How do we look for the owner?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So here's the next place you want to go. I'll just take this address right here. I'll give you a free site called PropWire. How much that costs? Free. We're gonna let me see here. PropWire. Share this tab. PropWire.com. And I'm gonna take.
I like that one, Chris. I use PropWire, and I even have paid services, and I still go back to PropWire sometimes.
Is this the right thing? I went to the wrong place. Did I take the address right? This thing got me in Florida somewhere. Get out of there. Saint Republic. Uh-oh. Maybe I did the address wrong.
Good evening, Chris.
Hey, what up, Art?
Oh, you know.
Where is this at? Republic, Missouri. Why can't I get this address to come up?
Chris, sometimes I go and get it in Zillow and then copy and paste the Zillow into PropWire and it works. I don't know why, but if it's punctuation or what it is, but it works.
Hold on, let's do this backwards. Let me just
I think everybody should learn they public directory and stuff as well, because I have run into times where prop stream has been off, so and that's throwing off my whole search thing. Prop stream is for the most part accurate, but you can't have no periods or no characters in there like that, Chris. No comma.
There's a comma. Oh, that's what's doing it, that comma?
Yeah.
And I still don't see it. Where is it at?
You got to spell it all the way out. Prop stream get weird.
Oh, hell no. Oh, I got to spell out where?
Street. Yeah, you got to go street, Missouri.
Everything got to be spelled out.
No, not. You can go MO. You ain't got to spell out the whole. You can go MO. No commas, though. No commas, no periods, no none of that.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. That's even jankier. I use a paid service, by the way, so I don't necessarily use this. But the correct way to really do this is to go to your county assessor's office. It's all free information. Who owns what property? It costs no dollars. $0.
Type in the zip code.
What was the zip code? 65738. 65738.
Sometimes we get like that.
God damn.
Copy that. Copy that address, and then refresh the whole website.
Go to Zillow. Hold on. Let me do this way. Yeah, it's on Zillow too.
Zillow tell you who on it?
No, I was just going to get it. Been on for 69 days. Damn, it's been at auction a long time. 69 days on Zillow. Hold on, let's just see what I'm seeing here. And somebody live there because it's a car in the driveway.
I've never seen that before.
Wow. Well, sometimes they can. So you got to remember, in Missouri they have to do 21 days or more. They can put it out way 60 days in advance if they wanted to. They don't typically do that, but it can be. I picked the worst property on the earth, huh? This thing hard to get to. I could just cheat and go to the site that I normally use.
Let's go knock the door.
You already did.
Right, and then see if they're ready. You don't need to know their name. Just knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I put it on this site and it came up. Well, I thought it was going to come up. They tricked me. Hold on, right there. Republic, Missouri. Open, bam. Make it hard. Somebody named Amy. We're looking at.
Where do you see the name?
Right here.
Oh, I see.
Like I said, any county in America, you can look. You can go in any county in America. These services and stuff are good to use if you want to just be faster, supposedly, or you can just have another tab open for that county that you're working on. It even shows in here that this property is active foreclosure. Can you see this, or it's small? I can zoom it in and make it a little bigger. They bought this house in 2016 for $100,000. They owe about $85,000. Damn, that's a lot of equity. Estimated value to something, and they got that. I'm going to knock on that door again right now. If that's the truth, did that house really go up in that much value? It's owed about $85,000, but the estimated value is about $2 something.
It's probably about right. Mm-hmm.
Golly. Well, you might want to go reach out to Miss Amy here.
Amy.
Yeah, I don't want to put her number on the internet like that, but yeah, I would say go look her up, get her number, or go knock on the door, like he said. If that's not too far from where you are, you near that? Not too far. Your audio is off too, by the way.
About 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, they got a lot of equity. I know that. That's all I'll be looking like, dang, at least they can sell it. So a deal like this can sell cash, terms, whatever, because they got all that equity. Don't go to auction in whatever many days that was. How many days was that? 16 days before the auction. Their auction is on February 17th, which is crazy work. Right here, February 17th, they're going to auction. So yeah, get their number, call them up, Have a conversation. Sometimes you find out these people are deceased too. That's the thing that kind of gets tricky with that. What do you do if they're deceased, Jim?
So that's actually the one I was on the phone with tonight. The owner of the property is deceased.
And so, wow. So how are you going to handle that?
Well, the first thing I asked is if the person that's in charge, the daughters who I was talking with, if she has a durable power of attorney or anything, wills or anything that was signed. And in this case, she said she does. She has a will and a durable power of attorney that was signed before he passed.
But they died with it in their name. Why don't they just transfer it? Why can't people do that? What's so hard about transferring a property out of your name and putting it in somebody else's name or a trust or entity or anything other than your name? Why don't they do that, Jim?
Probably because they don't know.
Nobody knows when their last day is.
That's one of it. And the other thing is they probably don't know how easy it is. I transferred a property from one name to another, and it cost me like $125 and a quick claim deed.
Why it cost so much? Oh, that's Virginia prices.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like $30 here or something like that to record something. Might be $25. It ain't much, whatever it is. It's nominal value in real estate.
And it was done in like a day.
Really? Yep, same day recording. How do you lose on that? So yeah, that's what we got on this foreclosure and looking up. Any other questions around that? That rabbit hole?
No, thank you.
All right, hope that helped you out. Sheba, you're back.
Yo, hey everybody.
Happy Sunday. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm here. Living the dream. Time to make the donuts. What's up? Hey everybody. What you shaking your head at over there? What's up? With your headphones on. Hey Art.
What's
hey
up?
Jim. Hey Justin. Hey everybody.
What's going on? So yeah, this is did you see all the stuff we just went over there with the foreclosure, how to look it up, how to find who owns it, all of that type stuff?
I greatly appreciate you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, every market, every county, once you look at that assessor's office, you can find out who owns that property pretty easily. Or you can use one of these third-party sites that gathers that same data for you.
Chris, in my area, another site that I look for.
And I did have to pop out, but I'm on PropWire right now. So we utilize PropWire instead of skip tracing it, correct?
I don't use that service for skip tracing per se, because I haven't had good luck with it. It's only 10 cents or something like that per thing, but you can actually get the phone numbers for free at truepeoplesearch.com most of the time. Truepeoplesearch.com.
Okay, dope. Thank you. Yeah, because Jim started talking again, and that's why I had to pop out and pop back in to reset it for me. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it was so good seeing y'all. We had such a great meetup. For all the people that were not able to make it in YouTube land, Chris held such an amazing meetup. We were really, truly excited to fellowship with one another. So thank you again, Chris, for being such a leader in the St. Louis area and really, really being really an instrumental resource for us, because I really had a wonderful time, and I really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much.
That's right. Helping people make the playing field a little more equal. Ooh. We're glad to see you as well. Yeah, the next meetup is actually at the end of this month, which is it the last day of this month? Let me pull it back up here. I think it's the 28th. Is it 28 days this month? Yeah, it's not a leap year. So the 28th of February is going to be the next in-person belly-to-belly meetup. We're going to have it down there at the
it's going to be at Springfield,
Missouri. That'll be great, wouldn't it? There it is. Bam. Who's that guy with the red sweater on in the front up there? At the top.
The original.
Let me get that sweater, Justin.
Yes, sir.
That's when we were having it at the Armory, which is they closed that bad boy down. We were having it over there. It's gonna be a data center now.
The crazy part is with the Armory, you had scheduled one of the events at one of your properties and everything. On that day was the last day that the Armory was actually closed. So that was crazy.
Really?
We wouldn't have been
at the house we had just bought. Yeah.
Yep.
I would have had it at the house we just got over here in Florissant, but I was like, yeah, the parking kind of tricky. It's snow everywhere. It's like, yeah, I don't know about that. We could have had it at the house though. I like to have them at houses sometime too, just so people can walk through and say, oh wow, look at this. How are we gonna fix that? You know, and just the real thing of being in real estate, you know, in a house, in a property, and make it real for you. So what's going on, Mr. Art? Anything good happened with you this week?
Got some good leads in.
Can I buy one?
Different ways.
Huh? Can I buy one?
No.
I know you don't never let me buy nothing.
No, I need all my leads. All of them.
Anything interesting or just regular run-of-the-mill stuff?
I'll have to pull up my notes really, but nah, nothing crazy off the top of my head though. But I'm gonna bring up my notes.
Okay. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. What about you, Justin Holmes? You buying up some more homes?
So I took the advice from last week and stuff and implemented that. Ordered some signs and stuff. So got yard signs pending. Requested the preliminary title search and stuff. I think the woman's attorney gonna be ready this week or whatever to do this whole LLC thing that she want to walk down, which I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever, you know, because title.
So she wanted to sell the transfer the LLC to you. That's what she wanted to do. Yeah, she can do that.
Yeah, right. So we're going down that pathway. Title, once they confirm the preliminary title search, you know, we'll go ahead and finish that transaction. That'll be done. Got going through the motions with this this Florissant property wholesale deal. Pretty much I got a tenant buyer who's pending. If the deal for whatever reason don't go through, we push back from a closing date of Thursday to it look like sometime this week. So yeah, just trying to get it done, and once it get done, it's gonna be a beautiful situation.
So it's gonna be a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
So wait a minute, Justin, just for clarification for me, you haven't closed on the property yet, but you already have a tenant buyer for it.
So for this particular deal, it's a house out in actually fairly decent neighborhood in St. Louis. So either I was going to place a tenant buyer and keep the deal for myself, catch up the rears, or figure out what to do with the rears on that, or I was going to do a wholesale. I ended up doing a wholesale because the deal was brought to me, and I want to be able to make sure I take care of the people who was involved in the transaction and stuff. So I'm gonna do it as a wholesale. It's a little skinny, but you know, it was enough equity in it to do it, and that's what it is. So it's a chance, like Chris said, let title companies figure out stuff. There's some little weird stuff going on with the deed where the person who the deceased on the property, this is from a pre-foreclosure, basically they were married. So they were married at one point, and they did a transfer.
Quick claim deed.
They did a quick claim deed from the wife and the deceased name to just the deceased name, and the current wife who was in the property, who we navigated out of the house, she was under the mindset that they did a quick claim deed into her name. So it was a little bit of funny business with the deed. So Chris gave me the advice, hey man, just send it over the title. If they don't say nothing, you don't say nothing, get it done. So that's where we at now. So it's a slight chance that it could be a probate, but I'm just sending over everything that title is requesting, and they just moving forward. And then if it closed, good. If it's a probate, I'll just deal with that. But I have a tenant buyer in position who's bringing $6 to $8 grand to the table. If for whatever reason we can't close, and probate could be a 6-month process and all of that stuff. So I'm just trying to position myself for a win-win either way.
And that's the thing too, when you start talking about a quit claim deed, QUIT, quit your claim to the deed. When you just transfer it out of your name into somebody else's name, whatever liens that are on that property stay with the property. That's why it's so important to go through your title company or your real estate attorney, depending on your market, to transfer it and get what they call title insurance. So if there is a problem with title work or transferring it, you have title insurance. They'll be responsible for it. They closed it. This is why we use third parties and pay them money to make sure we have a clear, unencumbered title, meaning it's no junk on it. When you do a quick claim deed, that's usually good, like family member to family member or somebody just giving you a house. But I'm never paying money for a quit claim deed. I'm not giving you money to get something that might have a dirty title that I got to clean up later. That's a whole problem for me. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I did do a deal with somebody with a quit claim deed before, but the buyer, so the seller bought the property from the tax lien here in St. Louis County over in Jennings. So they never did the quiet title suit, which is something you would have to do to get a clear title. They never did it, but they needed to sell it. My buyer wanted to buy it, and they said they would take on doing the quiet title suit themselves. So we did a quit claim deed in that transaction when my buyer and my seller knew what they were doing. I made my $7,000 and I got out of both of their way in 3 days. So we got it started on Friday, closed it on Monday, but all parties knew what was going on and they did it. I think I made more money on that deal than the owner of the property did. That's crazy work. Welcome to real estate, ladies and gentlemen. Learn the skills and pay those bills.
But Chris, ain't it illegal for you to make more than the owner of the property on a deal?
Not at all. Happens actually all the time. Well, I don't want to say all the time, but I've made more than sellers on property many times. I've had sellers bring money to closing to sell their property. You know, a lot of times we have it in our mind like, oh, no, they don't have enough equity. Oh, they can't do this. You can't tell somebody what they can't do. If they decide they want to do it, that's their money to spend it how they want. We had a stupid house over here in Florissant. This was a couple of years ago. I'll never forget it. The dude was ready to bring $25,000 to closing to sell the house. I'm like, we can just take it over sub 2 and da-da-da-da-da. I'm thinking, oh, it's such a thing. But once again, like I always say, you cannot think for people. This dude was in Columbia, Missouri, about 2 hours away, but their house was here in Florissant, sitting vacant for about 8-9 months. Nothing wrong with it. Move in ready. You can eat off the floor. It was so clean in there. And I'm like, dude, let me take this house over. I'm thinking slam dunk. I'm going to get it because I already did a wholesale deal across the street from it. So I'm buying this, trying to get this house across the street, little split level. Nope, he wasn't having it. He said all cash, and I'll bring $25,000 to closing. And we couldn't get that thing closed still. I still needed another $5,000 to make the deal worth it. So the deal ended up, I don't know what he did with the house, but it never came to me.
Chris, did you need to have a license to be able to, do that, and make more money and stuff like that? No license or what?
Well, so when it comes to having a license is only required if you're representing somebody else in the transaction. If I'm going to represent Jim in the transaction, I need a license. But I'm not representing Jim in the transaction. I represent me. This is the loophole we do when we're doing wholesaling. This is the loophole we're doing when we're buying houses creatively and assigning contracts. We're putting it under contract under our entity or our name and assigning to somebody else. We're not representing anybody in this transaction other than ourselves. That's why we don't need a license.
Did you take out a DSCR loan in order to do that?
A debt service coverage ratio loan? Hell no. They ain't taking out no loans to buy a house. No reason to. There's too many people with houses going to foreclosure. We just looked up on there and saw all those people in just Springfield. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch more all around there. People going up on auction every day. And all you got to do is reach out to them and see if you can help them out. We got options. We can solve pretty much any problem. It ain't but I only seen one problem that I couldn't solve in real estate, and that's if the seller won't sign. That's the only way we cannot. That's the only thing we can't solve in real estate. If they won't sign, we can't do nothing. Other than that, we can solve pretty much any problem. Like I was telling you before, Justin, that house, another house in Florissant, big, beautiful house back there in, what's it called? Barrington Downs, one of them big old nice houses. Had that thing under contract, had a buyer locked in, ready to go to closing. I was talking to the man. He was a truck driver. He drove into St. Louis to sign the paperwork and everything. He was ready to go. He was going into foreclosure. I stopped his auction, had it going, had my buyer locked in, but the wife wouldn't sign. So he lost the house to auction. She said she ain't signing nothing, and she hopes he burns in hell. So that's what happened. They sent that bad boy to auction, had it sold, had a big, nice house, and just part of the game. You know, this is why you have to keep your pipeline full. You don't want to be like, oh, I got one closing this week and I'm go back to sleep. No, you have to keep generating leads. Keep your pipeline filled up because everything we get may not get to closing. And I had that one in the bag. He already had money at title and everything. We had to release his EMD. He put $5,000 non-refundable down. We had to release it. Dead money. I said, why? $350,000 house. Went to the bank, and the bank didn't want it, but they took it. So this is why we do what we do.
Chris, can you with this real estate stuff? Can you lose money?
100%, you can lose money. Trying to go do flips, don't know what you're doing. Dealing with contractors, don't know what you're doing. A lot of this stuff come back to just not knowing what you're doing. That's really the easiest way to lose money. Dumping money into stuff and don't know what you're doing. Would you agree with that, Art?
Yes.
Have you ever lost any money in real estate, Art?
Yeah. A deal last year. I sent this. It was a wholesale deal, and I basically paid like $400 or something like that prior to closing to help the sellers move out. And that deal, I didn't get that one to closing. Sellers went crazy on me.
Oh my God! Why didn't they close?
Man, that deal was a mess, dude. They ended up when we left off on that deal, that lady told me that the husband died right after all of that, and then come to find out this dude is still alive, bro.
Oh no!
The reason I know is because he popped another one of his houses popped up on the pre-foreclosure list, and I called it. I was calling him on a dialer like two weeks ago, and then like he picked up, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, man, this voice sounds familiar. And I looked at the file, and it's this dude.
I thought you was dead, man.
For real, man.
What you doing alive?
They ended up selling that deal to somebody else for like an extra $2,000. That's why I didn't close with them.
Wow. So you lost $400. Were you sad?
Yeah, I was sad, man.
You like, man, I want my damn $400 back.
Oh yeah, I want my $400 back. It's about the principle, bro. You already know.
Damn. Well, at least
it happens.
At least it wasn't 40,000 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I might vomit for something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the game, man. You know, got to be careful. And when you start throwing money at stuff, but a lot of the strategies that I teach and preach don't cost no money. That's why it's so important to say, take the time and understand what we're talking about doing. I ain't talking about dumping a bunch of money into somebody's property, paying a bunch of money to the seller before closing, or doing any of those things that people tell you to do. Going in trying to fix everything up, don't understand what it costs, giving contractors $5,000 up front before they start work. No. We don't ever let the work get ahead of the money. So that's some of the stuff that I've seen when people kind of find their way into losing money in real estate. We don't want to do that though. Jim ain't never lost no money though, so I ain't gonna ask him.
And then the other time that I would say that I lost money, I really didn't lose money, but I didn't get what I thought I was gonna get. Is when I learned the hard lesson about how I have to follow up with title companies, because I had the buyer and the seller lined up, and then the day I thought we were closing, I called the title company up, like, you know, checking where we was at finally, and they said they hadn't even started the file, and then my paperwork wasn't as strong as it is now, so the sellers backed out, and then that was the end of that.
Yeah, it's some silly stuff, man. It's so many. You're dealing with people. Like I say, real estate is really not hard. It's these people. You have to master communicating with people. You have to master understanding why people are doing what they're doing, so you can navigate like these sharks that are swimming around us in this thing here. You want to be able to navigate and facilitate the deal. Very important.
So on the day I thought I was going to close that deal, I thought I was going to be picking up a check for $10,000 that day, and then I found out that the whole deal fell apart. Man, that was a sad day.
You was mad.
Yeah, but I learned that I ain't never had that problem anymore about the title companies, though. I tell you that. I be on their butts.
So in your experience, Art, you're telling me that professional, quote, quote, title companies can mess up deals?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it just come down to human error. Sometimes they miss emails. Sometimes they just don't follow up like they say they're going to. So it's up to us to stay on top of that.
So it's back on us. No matter what, the buck stops with us. We can't blame nobody else for our deal not going through.
Mm-hmm. We got to do a whole lot of work for real to get these deals to closing.
That's it.
We definitely earn our checks.
Yeah, we earn our keep. Because some people just feel like, oh, it's the title. They're going to do everything. Yeah, keep thinking that. You're going to find out. They're going to do exactly enough. They called me and asked me, hey, yeah, Chris, I'm trying to reach the seller. Oh, and I'm like, their number's literally on the contract. Like their number, their email address, all their contact information is there. What are you asking me about? Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, what day you want to close? What does it say on there? Everything they be asking me, I'm like, it's literally on the paperwork. And it happens, It's human, but that's what they're supposed to go off us is your paperwork. Your paperwork is the way you're supposed to be communicating with the title company. That's what we call the meeting of the minds between the buyer and the seller. They agree to sell it for this price at this date with this earnest money, etc. Mm-hmm. And we take that paperwork to title. They supposed to go through, do their title work, and our communication should be through that paperwork, not, hey, whatever they asking you on the phone. That's how it's supposed to be. That's the right way to do anything. Even when I do dealing with tenant buyers, when I send them that multiple offer, I say, you need to reply back to that email. Everything's on that email thread so that they can't, I thought you said, no, what does the paperwork say? What do we say? A lot of people want to come up with that, he said, she said, hearsay stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, when they come to this real estate, I'm straight. What does it say in the writings? I ain't tell you nothing. Don't go off nothing Chris said. Now, you told me, you promised me. No, I ain't promised nobody because I don't make promises. So that's the game. I try to keep it in black ink on white paper.
Chris, would you recommend putting $5,000 of earnest money down when you doing business?
I'd recommend putting anything you want on your paperwork, but not necessarily the money if you don't have to, depending on your situation. So if we're talking about a traditional wholesale deal, no, I wouldn't put that because whatever we put on that paperwork for that contract to be legally binding, you're supposed to have that EMD dropped off or deposited or transferred. That's what binds your contract. Offer, acceptance, and consideration. Your EMD is your consideration. The third part that makes your contract complete, valid, whole, etc. Art know that from the Jeopardy we played the other day.
Yeah.
Real estate Jeopardy.
So what happens if you do a contract with a seller and you got $100 earnest money, but then that contract never makes it to escrow? Do you owe that seller $100 legally?
You're supposed to, yeah. It's not necessarily to give a legal answer. I'm not an attorney. This is all opinion and for entertainment and educational purposes only. Yeah, legally you're supposed to give them that if it was something on your fault. If it's something on their fault, then that's their business. But if you back out of a deal just to be backing out, and it's outside of your inspection period, we typically put 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, whatever we put for inspection period, due diligence period. If it's outside of that, you're supposed to give them that money. That's the right thing to do. But is it the legal thing?
It's a gray area.
All of this stuff is kind of gray area, to be honest. When you start looking at it in like I do, I'm like, yeah, who said you can't do that? Where does it say you can't do this? Find a way we can do it. I'm not saying to break the rules, but walk the line. Not breaking no rules, not cheating nobody, not getting over on nobody, but we're going to play within the framework and win every time if we can.
What is it? Offer, acceptance, and consideration, right?
That's
to
correct.
So if the consideration was never put forth, then I don't know if that's actually
it's not really a valid contract. It's never been dropped off. Legally, no. It could be argued if somebody try to come back and say, hey, yeah, man, they backed out and I'm gonna sue them. I don't know why. You'll be practicing because this ain't a valid contract. Messed them up. That's what we doing. So I want to move over here to.
One of my friends ran in that situation, and then the seller asked their attorney, "What can they do?" And their attorney told them, "Just let it go."
Mm-hmm. No, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
We're coming back to some realtors because I know some of you like to work with realtors, and it's very important to understand how to speak to a realtor. So what we're going to do right now for Miss Walsh, her favorite thing to do, which is what?
Not talking to the person.
A role play. Miss Walsh, somebody calling you.
Hello?
Hey, I got your message. I had a property listed you were asking about.
Yeah, I'm looking if you need any help with your situation.
Oh, no, it's listed online. Were you trying to buy it?
What help do you need? Are you trying to sell, or you try to figure out with your bank
Oh,
what
no,
your
I'm the
goal
listing
is?
agent. I'm sorry. You left a voicemail on my phone. You said something about you saw one of my listed properties. It looked like it's been on the market for a long time. Yeah, that house is still available, the one in Springfield.
Yes, why you can't sell it? May I ask why you cannot sell it? What's going on?
Yeah, we had it under contract, but the person that was buying their financing fell through, so we had to put it back on the market.
Okay. How fast do you want to sell it?
The seller wants to sell ASAP. They thought it was sold already. They were already spending the money.
Let me get my 4 filters. How much do you want for the property?
We got it listed right now for $350, but they had accepted an offer a little bit less than that, so I'm sure they'll take a little less. I mean, are you like an investor or something, or what are you trying to do? Move into it?
I'm working with a team. I don't know what to answer for this one, be honest.
You working with a team? What do you mean?
I don't even know what I would say for that.
You working with the team? What would that mean?
Yes, I would like to buy a house.
Oh, you're looking for one to buy? Okay, great. Yeah, so this one's for sale. Are you working with another real estate agent or something?
No, I'm not. I don't have a real estate agent. No, I'll work with you.
Oh, great. Yeah, you can pay me commission too, so I can double dip, get commission on both sides. Yeah. And are you already like pre-approved? Are you using financing or cash? How are you planning on buying?
Good question. How do I answer that? How do I go around that?
Phone a friend, Justin. She needs your help.
Yes, I don't even know how to go from that.
Put me on with
Around
Justin.
that.
He's your battle buddy in this situation. Put me on with him. Justin, are you there?
Hello, Chris.
Yeah, she told me that you're her partner in this deal. She was trying to buy this house here in Springfield. Something about she worked with a team. I didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, this house was listed. It went up. It went for sale. We had it sold, but the buyer's financing fell through, so we had to put it back on the market.
Okay, why do you think it didn't sell?
Well, it sold, but the financing fell through.
Okay, gotcha. Why do you think the bank didn't lend on it, or they wasn't able to get through?
Well, I'm really not at liberty to disclose that. I don't know if they wanted me to tell that, so I can't really say.
Gotcha. Tell me about the condition of the property.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's move-in ready. It's a great house.
By move-in ready, what do you mean?
I mean, it kind of look a little bit something like this. Perfect condition. They only been there like 2 years, so it's a nice house.
Okay, look like a new roof on that thing. Do you know when that roof was replaced?
I think it's less than 5 years old.
Nice. And how many bedrooms? How many baths?
This one's a 3-2.
Gotcha. And then, do you already have somewhere to move to, or what's going on with that?
Oh, I'm just a listing agent. It's not me. I'm representing somebody in this transaction.
Okay. Do they already have somewhere to go?
Oh, it's already vacant.
Okay, good. How long has it been vacant?
Since they tried to sell it about 3 months ago, right before Halloween, something like that.
Why you think you haven't, sold yet? you know.
Just because of the financing fell through. I think it'll sell again. It's just we have to get the right buyer for it. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. And then how soon are they looking to, move forward if we able to, get agree on numbers and everything?
They thought they had it sold, so we thought it would have already been closing by now. But since the financing didn't go through, so I guess as soon as possible.
And what was the number you all were looking for?
350.
Okay. All right. Well, I can run some comps and everything to see where we at with that. Let me ask you this: when you got when the financing didn't go through on that property, were they able to get a appraisal done?
They did get an appraisal.
Did it appraise for the 350 that you guys are asking for?
I didn't get the chance to see it because the lender kept it. They didn't really bring it, but I just know, they did pay for an appraisal. They paid like $800.
Yeah. With your clients, let's say we were able to get them the 350, but we had to do something creative to get them there. You think that might be something that may be open to doing?
What do you mean when you say creative?
So what we've done in the past is we've done business like with Miss Mary, for example. Miss Mary, she wanted a particular number for her property that no one else was able to get to her. So what we was able to do is structure something creative where now she's receiving payments at, mailbox money every single month towards that payment. Kept her happy. She got some good income coming in. You think that might help out you and your clients?
Oh, you mean like a seller financing type deal?
Yeah, in a way.
They could be open to that. I mean, because I know they want to sell it. They do have a mortgage on this property, though, so I don't think you'll be able to do it.
Oh, yeah, we take over mortgages all the time, so this won't be our first rodeo.
So you would do you would assume the loan? Yeah, we could do something like that.
Well, we don't assume the loan per se, but what we do is we do step in and take over the responsibility of the payments. And then, what I can do is I can get your email and then, get you guys over an offer, just kind of explaining everything that we do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. What about my commission? Are you work with agents before, or how does that work?
Yep, we do a lot of business with agents such as yourself. So covering your commission shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so I'll send you a text with my email address. You can send it over to that. And you said you're going to send like an offer. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
okay.
Anything else you need from me?
Nope. Appreciate your time and be talking to you soon.
All right. Have a great day.
All right.
Miss Walsh.
So my question, and I always start what to answer if they ask, who do you work with? Are you investor? I know someone said, don't say investor. And other people say, yes, just be honest. What do you say?
What do you say to that, Art? If somebody asks if you're an investor?
Are you an investor? Who do you work with?
Yeah, when people ask me that, I just tell them that I just buy houses and I help people with problems on houses. And me and my wife work. I tell them me and my wife work together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because see, sometimes you can sound like a big hedge fund or big company, big corporation, big bad wolf, and I don't really want to have that perception. Everybody got this thing they're thinking, so I don't want to have them thinking too much. I'm just a local home buyer. I work with it, me and my team here, we buy them up, fix them up, things like that. So we do that. We're local home buyers.
Okay.
I don't use that investor word if I can help it, or the wholesaler word, or the flipper word, or any of those terms, because it could trigger some. Oh man, I don't like flippers. Oh man, I don't like wholesalers. Oh man, I don't like whatever investors. Y'all gonna lowball me. I don't want that already pre-programmed, so I don't want to put a title on myself that's already been burnt up by the marketplace. So what would you say, Ms. Walsh?
Well, that's kind of, I was thinking to say, no, just me and my team. I don't want to say I'm investor or I work with investor group. No. I just want to be small. Yes. Be small. And another question I have, looking at the houses in here, and maybe I'm stepping ahead of my thoughts, looking about exit strategy. because what the pricing is, and if making that house rental or reselling, that's what I'm looking. If we buy the house for a certain amount, how we're going to rent it out, because the rents is not going to cover. The numbers don't really work.
All right. Are you going to be doing any dispositions?
No.
Are you going to be doing any underwriting of a deal?
No.
So
not yet anyway.
Don't even get, if you ain't doing either one.
Don't even think about that.
There are answers to your question, but if you're not doing it, don't even worry about that. That's not your worry right now.
Okay.
If you know my purpose on the earth is go generate a lead, I'm going to go generate a lead and let the chips fall where they may. Overthinking about, I don't know about the rent. I don't know if it'll do this. I don't know if you'll drive yourself crazy overthinking all that stuff. Everything you're thinking about may not even happen.
Got it.
What you think about that? Is that good advice?
Yes.
Jim, is that good advice for that?
Okay.
So yeah, don't overthink it. That's the whole thing. You can do that if you want, but it's just going to make you stop. Everything to make you stop is not good. We want you to go, do door knocking, do reaching out. Somebody going to fall in your lap and say, hey, man, I just need to sell, and I'll sell it for what I owe on it. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Get them signed up. Mm-hmm. Get that thing done, especially if they sell it for what they owe. Plus, we have more than one exit strategy. See, when you just said that, your mind talking about rent. I do not do traditional rents because there ain't no money in that in my mind. Some people love traditional rents. Some people love Section 8. I don't do neither. That's just me, though, because I know too much. Once you start knowing how the game play, you look at real estate totally different.
Okay.
You don't look at it as, oh, man, I think it's only going to rent for this much. Who are you to say what it rent? Matter of fact, most of my lease options that are out or above market rents.
Mm-hmm.
They might be renting for 15. I might be getting 18. Same neighborhood, different situation. Price is made up. That's the beauty of creative real estate. We create great deals. We create them. We find them, and then we create them. What do you think about that call there, Art?
I think Justin did very well. Yes. That's what I think. Very well.
Would you have done anything differently?
Justin, how many of the pillars did you get?
I think I got all 4. I got the timeline. It was ready to go, but the deal fell through. Maybe I really didn't get the motivation. I didn't really get into that because it is an agent and stuff like that. I think I asked what is the reason they want to sell, but I don't think he really got into it like that.
I dodged your question. I do what they all do, dodge the question.
Yeah.
What I think I would have asked if they had any wiggle room on that price, knowing that the previous buyer fell through, and you said you said the other buyers was under 350, but they starting at 350 again. I would have kind of dug into that a little bit more. But I think it was really, and I'm only saying that just to say something right now, really. I think it was a good call.
But this is how we learn. These little tidbits are, it may seem like it's a small thing, but that's a serious thing. I mean, is there any wiggle room on that price? I know y'all had it for 350 before. I mean, if we came in, and I don't even throw a number out there. I mean, if we came in like, 280, something like that. I mean, what do you think they would say to that? It's just a question. I don't really care what they say, to be honest. There's no question that you shouldn't be afraid to ask. You should be able to ask them.
Yeah, one other thing I would have did is I would have made sure the agent know that I'm wanting to work with them, and we're gonna make sure that they're gonna get some type of something paid to them. I wouldn't go too deep into it, but let them know we're gonna make sure they're gonna get paid, and we really need them to present these offers to these sellers. Because sometimes the agents, if they don't like the offer, they ain't gonna even go present it, even though it's their duty to do so.
So that's messed up.
I'll try to get that out the way early. Like, yeah, these gonna be some low offers, probably more than likely.
Very important there, Art. Yes, we must make sure it's very clear that yes, we'll find a way to get your commission paid or get you some type of commission for the deal. We just got to underwrite the deal and see what the numbers are. We'll find a way to make this deal work and make sure you get paid. That's all they want to hear. That makes them say, "Oh, I like this guy. You want to get me paid." As a matter of fact, Mr. Agent, I'm not just looking to do this one deal with you. I like to do multiple deals with you this year in 2026. Do you work with investors normally, or you do more so just homeowners, or people that are moving into houses, families? You have to understand, and also I have to say it again. I think I said it last time we went over this real estate agent thing. What do people like to talk about the most?
Money.
Themselves.
No. What?
Themselves.
Their
Themselves.
favorite cousin. Oh,
Talk about the agent. Hey, how long you been an agent for? Wow. I mean, what are you doing in real estate? You buy houses too? Be a person. Don't be so robotic on the phone with these people. Remember to be a human being. These are people we're talking to. We don't have to always say, oh, what's the roof? What's the this? What's the that? House. Damn, can we break it up a little bit and be a human? I'm not saying it was bad, but we have to remember that when talking to people. Sellers as well. People. They're still people. Oh, I hear your baby in the background. How old is she? Oh, she's 3. Oh, my little niece is 3 too. They got past terrible twos. Whatever. Don't just be robotic on these calls, y'all. Don't get caught being a robot. Don't be an AI. They already think everything AI. Don't be an AI. Be a human. That's your only competitive advantage. Because my AI talks on the phone to people. They ain't going to get into a deeper conversation. And I'm not saying you got to go deep down a rabbit hole and get into their personal business or anything. But still remember to be a human somewhere in that conversation. Any other thoughts on that call?
I need to get better.
Well, how do you get better?
Practice.
Come on. That's what
I
it
need to
takes.
start practicing.
Okay. There you go. That's what you got to do. So yeah, like I said, just remember you're talking to these. If you're talking to agents, sellers, people, wholesalers, how long you been wholesaling? Really understand people. That really makes a difference when you take the time to understand them before you try to sell them anything. Why are you doing what you're doing? How long you been an agent for? Etc. You want to be a seller, Miss Walsh, and I'll be the buyer, so you can give me a hard.
No, I rather listen.
It'll be too hard.
Nope.
What about Jim?
I don't even know what sellers asking questions, and it's yeah.
What about you, Jim?
I'll give it a shot being the seller.
You want to be the seller? You gonna throw some hard stuff? And who want to be a buyer? I think Art want to be a buyer. Took the smile off his face. He said, "Bring it on." All right, let's see. So we got a.
Ain't nothing no calls.
ARV of the property is 300,000. Art is going to be your buyer, and Mr. Jim is going to be the seller. And I think the phone is ringing, calling you, Jim.
Hello.
Hello. I'm trying to reach the owner of 123 Main Street. You're not the owner, are you?
I am.
Oh, okay. I was reaching out to see if you're interested in selling this property.
I've considered.
Okay. How much would you be looking to get for the property?
Well, I was looking at some of the properties in the neighborhood are selling for 300 plus.
300 plus. So you're looking to sell it for 300,000?
I would like to get at least 300. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what condition is this property in?
It's in move-in condition, move-in ready condition. I've owned it for a little while. I haven't been there for the last couple of weeks or so, but it's in move-in condition.
Okay. Have there been any repairs or updates on the property in the past 2 years?
We put a dividing wall between the bedrooms to create another bedroom.
Okay.
But
how long have you owned this property?
I'm sorry?
How long have you owned this property?
I've owned the property for 7 years.
Okay. So what's got you wanting to sell it?
Actually moved out of the neighborhood, and I'm probably about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes away.
So if it's move-in ready and yeah, so what have you been doing with the property?
It's actually sitting vacant right at the moment. I was renting it for a little while, and my renters moved out, and I just haven't got it filled yet. So I moved out a little while back, and I was thinking to myself, well, I might as well pay the mortgage with renters. So I wanted to be a landlord. So I went ahead and put somebody in there, and they quit paying their rent. And so I had to put them out. Now it's sitting vacant as I'm trying to find another renter. But you called it a good time because I'm actually looking, and I'm thinking, maybe now's the time.
Man, so yeah, I own a couple properties myself, and I've had it before where the tenants have stopped paying, and I still got to keep making the payment on that property. That really sucks. Are you making a payment on this property?
I am.
Oh man. Okay, so how long has it been since these tenants moved out?
They've been out for a month.
1 month. So you've had to make one payment on the property.
So far, yep.
Have you thought about listing with a real estate agent?
I have not. Wasn't sure if I really wanted to sell or not. You caught me at a good time, though.
Okay. And then if we could work everything out, how soon would you like to close?
Before my next mortgage payment.
So if we can close this in, when is your next payment due?
The first, I've already made the payment for this month, so it's due the 1st of March.
1st of March. Okay. And then, so what repairs are needed on the property at this point?
I don't know of any repairs that would be needed.
Okay.
It's in pretty decent shape. They didn't mess it up when they left.
So 300,000. So what if I told you that we would be interested in buying the property, but we would need to be around 140,000?
Ooh. Nah, that would be a little low for me, man.
That'd be a little low.
Yeah, definitely. I don't
Well,
think
what's the best you think you could do for it?
Say?
What's the best you think you could do for the property?
I'm really thinking it's worth the 300.
Okay, you really think it's worth the 300? And then, okay. So what's your plan if you're not able to get this property sold by the 1st of March?
I would probably list it with a real estate agent at that point.
We'll list it with an agent. How much did the agent tell you would probably get for it?
I haven't talked to an agent yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to tell me around 300,000 too.
Okay. So did you factor in all of the expenses that you're going to come across with selling with an agent on the market?
I know I'm going to have to pay some seller commissions, some real estate agent commissions, but what else would there be?
You're going to have closing costs and commissions, and if your buyer has any concessions that they're asking for, then you got to consider that. Anything that the inspection might find as well. So just selling the property, you're going to be looking at about 11% what you can expect to pay. And then, if the buyer's asking for any repairs or anything, then you just got to tack that on top. So with that being said, if you were to sell this on the market, you'd probably be looking at maybe 30,000, 35,000 or so is what you would be paying to sell it. So that would put you at 265. Would that number work for you?
That's a little bit less than what I was thinking I was getting, but I didn't actually consider all the things that you had mentioned. That's, I was thinking I might have to pay a commission, but I don't know. I think I might we might be able to make a number work at a little less than the 300, knowing what I know now that you've shared with me.
So what if there was a way that I could pay your asking price of 300,000 and then we would just start making the payment to you on this property? Is that something that would work for you?
That's an interesting angle I've not thought about. So
it'd be great. It would be great because instead of you being a landlord, you would just be the bank now, and you could just have this property as set up like an annuity for you. So you get the purchase price that you want, and then you get control of the bank, you get control of the property, and you'll just be the position of the bank. So we'll be making payments to you. We'll take care of the taxes and the maintenance of the property, and then you just get a payment on it. Does that sound like something that could possibly work for you?
Is this like one of those subject to things?
Well, yeah, since you have a payment on the property, yes, it's exactly what it would be. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard about it on the internet.
Okay, so while we're here, how much is your monthly payment on the property?
$1,400 a month.
$1,400. And then how much remains on the mortgage?
I've been paying on it for 7 years consistently.
So how much is owed on the mortgage?
I don't actually know right at this moment. I know we've been paying on it for about 7 years consistently.
Okay. So if we bought the house for $300,000, then yeah, $1,400. So what we could look at putting this type of deal together, but I would need to gather a little bit more information from you. I would need to get a recent mortgage statement from you. How soon do you think you might be able to get that?
Oh, I keep that paperwork pretty handy, so I could get something like that over to you probably by the end of the day.
Do you have it with you right now?
I don't actually have it with me right now. I'm not at home, but I will definitely have it to you by the end of the day.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so what I would like to do is, we can talk about that more. And if it makes sense for you and if it makes sense for us, then we can have this deal closed out in about the next 2 weeks. Does that work for you?
Awesome. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Okay, can I have your name, please?
Jim.
Okay, Mr. Jim, my name is Art Robertson. My company is First Choice Property Solutions. I'm going to send you over a text message so you have my contact information. And then the next step would be you send me over that your most recent mortgage statement. And then from there, we'll look at putting everything together around that $300,000 purchase price. And we have to make sure we include the loan. And if you're good with all of that and I'm good with all of that, then we'll get everything to title company and we'll be able to close in the next couple of weeks.
Time. Wham bam. All right. How do you think you did, Art?
I felt like I was rambling a lot more than what I usually do, but I was like totally unprepared for that call for sure. I ain't got none of my paperwork with me, but I feel like it was a decent call. We made some good progress. Got a good second step. I like it.
All right. What you think, Jim? Do you think he asked you the right questions?
I think he asked me the right questions. I was thinking he was going to let me go without getting on to the seller financing or the subject to or something like that, because he gave me the lowball cash offer. And I was like, okay, is he going to go anything more than that? Because that's not going to work. So, yeah, I was glad that he did that.
Yeah. Miss Walsh, what did you think about that call?
I thought it's pretty neat. It's sounds like you have a structure of your questions asking and you're just going through. Yeah.
Didn't sound too difficult to do though, right? It was pretty just a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Jack is back. What you think, Jack? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening? I'm a little under the weather. I've been in the hospital. So this is my first, I got out literally yesterday. So this is my first time coming back. What I saw thus far was actually pretty good. I was enjoying that. A lot of good questions, a lot of good. I love the way he was answering it, and they were quick answers. It was. I thought it was very good.
Okay. All right, Justin Holmes, tell them the truth. What you really think?
I think he got to everything. I mean, it was a long phone call and everything, but that's how a real, call would happen. You know what I mean? So I think the rapport was built through the call, through the conversation and stuff. Found out what he was trying to do, what he was willing to do and stuff. I mean, it really wasn't too much, I would say, that was, missing. We're not, trying to strive for perfection as long as we get, those vital pieces out of the call and stuff. A stumble and a mumble here and there, but we still human beings.
Would you do anything differently? Would you have done anything differently if you were
No, I mean, talked to him about the price, kind of seeing where he was at with that and stuff, his idea, explain to him, how real estate work. I'm sure he, like most of the other sellers that are out there, they've never done a real estate transaction outside of them getting approved for their mortgage and stuff. So he was kind of aware of the fees and all of that stuff. And he explained to him just as simply as we can get it done without, paying all those extra fees and stuff. So, and yeah, no, I wouldn't really done anything done.
I think it was a good call, but I would have definitely done a few things differently. You ready, Art?
Yeah, no, I did what it did. I should have did a third party story.
Well, that too, yeah, but that's fine. I don't think that was the real hiccup to me. And I don't know if you noticed this. We originally said he wanted 300. You broke down the fees and said, "Oh yeah, you'll probably net out 265, something like that." Why do we go back up to 300?
I was thinking that it built value on not going with an agent.
Maybe
because he said he wanted the 300.
Well, and this comes back to what I was saying earlier. I don't want to be thinking too much. I want to be asking good questions and letting them tell me which way they want to go. So say after you told them to break down, hey, yeah, if you did all that, you would probably only net out 265 or whatever number it was. I mean, what if you can just get that 265 price point without all the riffraff? I mean, would that help you out? Lock him in on the 265 or whatever number that was. Now we hit him with the creative. That's why we do cash terms last. We want to get them down off that price, locked in on a different lower price. Now hit them with the terms, not go back up to some high number that was made up anyway. Because 300 may not even be the number we're going to do anyway. We don't know that, but you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Chris, honestly, what I'll say is in that dialogue back and forth, what I was actually thinking in my mind and where I was going with it is I was willing to settle for a halfway point is what I was looking at.
Or like, something.
Because the lowball offer was too low. But then he came in with what happens if we could do it at, the 265 after he gave me some training, some knowledge. And I was like, yeah, you got a point there. So then I was willing to split that difference is what I was thinking.
Something. It ain't 300 no more. That number dead. Mm-hmm. In my mind, just because we're doing creative don't mean we don't get a discount. So, after we reset his expectations, say, hey, yeah, I mean, it's going to be cost. And even if we bought it, it's going to be cost. Realistically, I mean, we probably could find a way to get you closer to 250. I mean, would you take something like that? Ask them will they accept it and make them tell you no. Don't assume that, no, he won't do it. Make sure to ask the question. I mean, if we came in, if there was a way we can get you, say, 250. I mean, if we can make that work, I mean, would that work for you? Let them answer. Don't think for them. Don't overthink yourself. Let them think for themselves and let them close themselves. Because he might say, yeah. He say, yeah, 250. Okay, so here's the way we get you to that 250. Insert third-party story, whatever, creative. Now we got them where we want them. Making sense?
Yes.
Very important if we're going to be structuring creative deals to get in and, understand we're really trying to get that price a little lower. Especially if we don't even know what he owes, and he dodged it a couple times. Oh, I don't know what I owe. Oh. I mean, which I understand that too. I might have even drill down more on that. I mean, just approximately, what do you think you owe? Just approximately, if you just to take a guess. I'm not saying we got to beat him up, but I really want to know, what do you owe? Even if I can look it up myself if I need to, just to see, like, hey, this dude only owed 200. So, I mean, if you owe 200 and you would sell it for maybe 250, what you're getting is you're trying to get about 50,000 in your pocket. Am I getting that right? You know, these are the kind of things we do, especially when we're talking creative. Not to make this too advanced, but it's very important when we're talking about structuring these deals, figuring out the numbers, etc. Whatever the number going to be, it ain't that first number they said. We trying to get them down to another number that's below that. Make a sense?
Copy that.
I said, what's a good example of a third-party story? Woo. Jim, what's a good example?
So with my foreclosure people, I usually give them a third-party story of how I've helped somebody out in the, like their neighbor or something like that. And so a lot of times, like one of the ones I use is, sometimes it's a mistake at the bank, and I'll use my third-party story of, somebody didn't pay their taxes. And really, this is somebody who wants to keep their house or something like that. So maybe it's just a simple phone call to the bank, which I'll do with you. And what I've had experience in the past is we found out it was just a simple tax issue, and the taxes were already paid. And, we were able to get that squared away on a phone call with the bank.
Cool. And that's another thing, like we're talking about practicing calls and all this other practice. You need to practice your third-party stories. You should have a third-party story that's like 30 seconds or less. Like it need to be, and it really, to me, if you want me to get gangster with it, can I get gangster with y'all right quick? My third-party story is going to damn near match what they just told me their story is. If they told me, oh, my husband left me and he did this and he ain't paid a bill, I thought he was on paid and this and this and that. Oh, wow. We just helped Miss Mary, what Justin just said, and her husband left her. What we did in her situation is we gave her a little bit of moving money, helped her move to a new place, got her on a fresh start, and we bought the house as is, and we did it quickly and stopped the auction and prevented the pre-foreclosure auction from going through. You think something like that would help you out? Short. It should be no more than 30 seconds. You need to have about 2 to 3 good third-party stories. They don't have to get specific with names and places and all of that unless you're really that kind of person. You can do that. But you need to have some type of third-party story that you should be able to tell that makes sense, that matches what they've already told you about their situation. Is that making sense?
Yes, whenever you think third-party story, think about SpongeBob. Imagination. They say, how much for the property? Imagination.
5 minutes later.
Like, how you get that number? That's what they do. They be coming up with, they making up real estate. They doing creative real estate. They're like, I need $200,000 for my house. Where you get that number from? I just made it up. Well, let's make it up together. They just be making up stuff.
But yeah, your stories need to be concise and hit. Basically, this is the problem we came across. We did this, and that to solve that problem. I mean, you think something like that would work out for your situation? And this is why I like the third-party story to kind of match what they told me already. I mean, we could just get you a little bit of what we did in that situation. We got her some money, got her moved out, and start her over a fresh start, and she avoided the foreclosure. I mean, you think if we structured a way to get that done for you, would that help you out? That would be great. I just want to get a fresh start. I can't afford this house no more. Sign right here and here. Okay, the paperwork. That's it. Very short. And it don't have to be your story. It can be somebody else's story. You can use one of my stories if you want. If you heard me tell a third-party story on something, or Justin, or Art, one of his stories, or Jim's story. But like I say, don't make them so long where you got, I got to remember every little piece of it. Just hit the main points and ask them at the end of that, you think if we did something like that in your situation, would that help? Any other thoughts on a third-party story? Mirror the third-party story that matches the seller's situation. That's right, Bird. Yep, he was down at the meetup yesterday too. That's it. That's it. I like to match it, to be honest. I mean, but I got a lot of stories. Somebody new probably don't have all those stories to go with it, but I like to match my story kind of to what they told me. Hope that helps.
Yeah, you just broke that down perfect, Chris.
Why you say that?
You really just helped me understand it even more than what I already did.
Yeah. So, like I say, everybody should have about 2, maybe even 3 good short third-party stories, or at least a framework for a third-party story where we can interchange the situation to match the situation of our seller.
I watched YouTube and used those third-party stories until I had those of my own.
What you said. Third party makes a difference. So yeah, this is what we got to do with these people. I got a lady that I'm waiting on to sign this contract now. I don't know why she ain't signed it. I guess she's playing games. I'm gonna have to call her. I got a guy, a pre-foreclosure that I spoke to, found a family member. The family member got me in contact with the daughter. The daughter is out of town. She don't want to come to St. Louis and deal with this. It was her father's house. She got 2 other siblings that aren't worth a darn from what they're telling me. They're like, one's a drug addict and one's something else. That's who they're waiting on to sign some paperwork. But basically, they already got trying to get a probate started. The auction is in 2 weeks. They want to sell the house. I already sent her a contract so I can go try to stop the auction. And they owe about $150. I think I gave them a price of like $170, something like that. So they'll get a little something out of the deal. And for this particular lady, she told me all the stuff she's going through, dealing with the probate attorney, dealing with the people that are basically saying that they can help her. They ain't helping her. She done paid out $2,500 to an attorney, another $700 to the attorney, and they just started the paperwork like this week after getting their money all this time. So I never try to assume anything with these people. I just like to ask questions, let them tell me what they're going through, and I tell them I can help you get through all of that. We have solutions for your problems. Other than that, we're overthinking it. How do I turn my brain off? What's going on, Jess? Are you there?
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you? You driving on the highway, it sounds like.
Yep. Jeepers Creepers truck. That's what it feel like.
Don't be speeding.
You know, and it's taking me a while to get where I'm going. I'm actually headed to Atlanta. So.
I just came back from there, 2 months ago? I was down there with Wall Street Trapper.
Oh, wow. That's one of the guys who do what you guys do down there?
No, he do stocks. He do stock options, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool. Did you have any questions about anything we're talking about here today?
I just, want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody that shares their knowledge and even, gets on center stage. I usually watch on YouTube and just kind of ask my questions there. But Justin, that's my boy, Justin Holmes, he kind of pushed me to kind of come to center stage, just to kind of start getting my feet wet in the actual conversation and just stop doing all the YouTube learning and just actually get out there. So I'm really just enjoying the phone calls that you guys are doing and just learning the actual language, because I think that's where I get stumped at, is the phone calls. I don't know, it's just something with me and phones and being told no.
Yeah, that's part of the game. We all started really bad when we all started on the phone, no matter what. I wish I had some of my original recordings when I first started. You'd be like, boy, that boy was horrible on the phone. But we be getting to the finish line.
Yeah, definitely. If it gets you across, I do it again.
That's right. It ain't got to be perfect. Any other comments, questions? The floor is open for any questions, comments, concerns. The doors of the church is open. Don't be laughing at
so that was me. So I had to hop on YouTube to ask my question. But I did ask the question about what's a good example of the third party story. And you guys explained it really well. Kind of just regurgitate what they already told you and imagination for sure. Yeah.
For sure. That's it. Name of the game. All right. That's what we got there. Let's see. All right. Miss Walsh, what have you learned today?
I learned how to structure conversation.
Come on with it. It's a structure. It's a framework. It ain't that hard.
No, it's not a structure. It's an idea what to say. to know what to say and how to say it. Like I said, I don't know much about real estate at all. That's my week number 2, except of buying my own house. So I learned a lot today.
Great.
And yes, so I am proud of myself going out on the field today, and I'm glad that I got some good reviews. I mean, good questions here and good notes.
When are you
I'm
going
gonna
back out door
implement them
knocking?
next week. What'd you say, Chris?
When do you plan on going back out knocking on doors?
Oh, cannot do that. Well, I will try to do it maybe after work sometimes if it's close around my work. I work 7 to 6 p.m.
So guess
probably
what?
Friday.
What if I told you that's the same time they work and you'll catch them at home?
I have kids. I know it's excuses. I know it's excuses, but this week probably till Friday.
That's fine. But what
Sunday
I'm saying,
afternoon.
what I'm saying is your sellers or your prospects or your leads that you're thinking about knocking on the door probably working at work the same time you at work. So you might after work, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I am gonna try to like make a couple calls to the agent during lunchtime. I don't have much lunch, but I'm gonna fit it in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some work during the week. I can't just sit around.
There you go. What's your main goal in real estate anyway? Are you trying to leave a job or you just want to get in the game because you always wanted to?
I just wanna support myself in the future. I want to be on my job till I'm 70 years old.
No, freedom ain't free, right?
That's right.
There's a
So
cost.
while I'm young, I'm gonna make it work and build it up.
Cool beans. Perfect. Appreciate it. What about Mr. Jim? What have you learned today, Jim?
Taking action is what works.
Yeah.
I want to say, I want to congratulate for door knocking.
Thank you.
And that's exactly what I did this past weekend. Like I was just, I got to get out there and do it. So Friday afternoon, Friday morning, I went out there and knocked on some doors, 4 doors, and got phone calls already.
Yeah.
Don't let them other people eat your lunch. The bank is eating our lunch every day. It's a house that's going back to the bank. They eating our lunch. We need to eat their lunch.
That's right. Chomp, chomp.
And Chris, the other thing I took action on from last week is you mentioned something, and I don't know if it was mentioned directly to me, but I heard it loud and clear. It's like, how does anyone know that you're buying houses? And so I made it a special point to finish the work that I started on my website and get it published, get it live. So that's something that just finished actually last night.
That's right. Get the marketing going. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. They got to know you exist. It's a lot of people out here, and they giving their houses away. Give it to me. Bird wants to know, when is the next REI Jeopardy game? Maybe next week. You want to do Jeopardy next week? Real estate Jeopardy?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. Make sure you're on here, Bird. I want to see you in the game. Matter of fact, we might even give a prize. I don't know. Let me think. Do I want to be that nice? I ain't that nice. Never mind. What about Justin Holmes buying up all the homes? What have you learned today?
What I learned today is, I don't know. I would say just a reiteration of what we're not doing. You know what I mean? On those phone calls, those practice calls are always good to, bring me back front and center of what I'm missing. Okay, I was thinking today, like, I need to polish up on my third party a little bit more cleaner and stuff. It's becoming, maybe too easy for me in a way. So I want to work on the delivery on that and just, keep tackling real estate as best as I can,
Yep. That's the get. Make that third party story memorable, short and sweet. We don't got to go too deep down the rabbit hole, but just enough to make it hit. Pow! In the mouth. What about Mr. Jack? I know you came in halfway through, Jack. Did you learn anything today?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Like like I said, what I did here today it made a lot of sense. You know, we were talking about coming up with those other stories, those third parties, and all those things in the cells. And I know, and what I liked was which was said earlier is that, you know, when you first get started, you don't have a lot, you know, but as time go on, not only do you have actual experiences, but you know, you can come up with with stories that are so, it don't take much to, you ain't trying to come up with an outright lie, but I mean, you just come up with something that makes sense, something that's plausible.
We just helped a lady just like you last week in this
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm. That's a good example.
It ain't got to get too deep and get crazy. So that's right. Cool, Jack. Good to have you there. Miss Mo Energy said, I learned to have a third party story and mirror their situation in 30 seconds. Also, ask, will something like that work for you? Be good at asking questions at the end of your sentences, at the end of your statements, at the end of your third party story, because your question is confirming that they received what you put down and now they're giving you feedback and allowing them to tell you, no, I ain't never doing that. Or, yeah, I do that. That will work great for me. We don't know. Only way we know is to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Get really good at asking questions. Bird said, I learned to go to the county's assessor's office to look up the owner of the property. That's right. It's public record. There are no secrets. Well, there's secrets if you look up my property because my name isn't on anything. But general public is going to have something on there. And really, even persons with properties in trust, we can do what's called breadcrumbing and find out how or who has the property. But there's a lot of different little things you can do in real estate. What about Miss Sheba is back in action? What have you learned today?
Hey, I've learned to take action and to make no excuses, because even if I can't find contact information, I can always go door knocking. So
that's right. There's people out
action
here
is the
that
name
need
of the
it.
game.
They need you. There's somebody that needs your help right now. They don't know you exist.
Oh, and if I do leave a note, to keep my note very simple. Thank you, Jim.
Yes. Yes.
All of this stuff is that way, though. Keep all of it simple. Don't try to make it complex. It's simple. I can help number. And I say your neighbor. That's just something I always put. They be like, my neighbor, where you live at? They call back, asking me that stuff sometimes. I say, I can help, call/text, phone number, your neighbor. And they be like, who the hell is this? Where you live at? Oh, I'm your neighbor. Yeah, what y'all do about the auction? But where you live at? Oh, I'm right in the area too. But what you did about the auction? They be trying to get me to tell where I live at. But I got them on the phone. I got their number, and we're going to have this conversation one way or the other. Good one there. And last but not least, Mr. Art, what have you learned today?
I like the one you just said right there. I can help, call or text your neighbor. That's pretty good. The other one is when I'm talking to a seller and we already getting down on the price, then don't overthink it. Just go with the lower price that I can, and then still just try to get them to close them out.
Yeah, they say a lower number. Confirm that if there was a way we can get you that number, that 265 or whatever number they just said, and we had to get creative, would that work for you? Yeah, I mean, what do you mean, though? I know you're saying you got to get creative. What you mean when you say that? Insert third-party story that matches what they already told you. And now, if it works for them, great. And if it don't, no harm, no foul, put them in follow-up. But we have solutions to problems. Any other questions on any of the lessons of the day?
Yes, sir. I have a quick question.
Don't make it quick. Make it swift. No, you can do it. All right. Ask as many questions as you like. The floor is yours.
Okay. So thank you again so much. I just want to reiterate, because the meetup was really, really awesome. It was at a place where I wanted to go and eat anyway. So I had a great time. So thank you again for that, Chris. You really are like changing lives with this information. I just got to take action. So don't come for me. But My question is, when you, Justin, and Art, because y'all are like the big wigs. So when y'all are keeping up with this information, do y'all have spreadsheets of um, sellers? Like, how are you managing and keeping up with information and all the addresses? How are you keeping it organized?
What
Because
you
I'm
got,
not paying
Art?
for
How are you
anything.
staying
That's
organized,
something you
Art?
taught me. That's something that you taught me this weekend. I'm not paying for any systems or services. So what's a way that I can implement organization for the free?
All right, so what I do is I use Podio, but the only leads that I'm putting in the Podio are qualified leads. So that means I already talked to this person and I was able to get, hopefully all 4 pillars from them, or at least establish that they want to sell. Then I put those people in the Podio, and then that's how I manage my follow-up. I also use Podio to set reminders for doing other real estate related tasks.
Podio still has a free version, correct?
I believe they do, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had a free version for years, and I got switched to a paid, and I was like, oh no, y'all playing.
Yeah, me too.
Justin, you got some input on staying organized and keeping your leads in a good flowing system?
Yeah, so it's gonna be the same thing, Podio and everything. So I'd say still just get out there and make contact. Write down what the people saying to you and stuff. But yeah, that Podio system is where it's at.
Yeah, so if you want to do this for the free 99, everybody loves free. You can always use a notebook. Take you some good copious notes. And I only deal with people who really are serious. Like I said, we have to separate the prospects from the suspects. Real people that's talking about, hey, I need to sell, I want to sell, and we've talked to them, those people I want to keep tabs on. People that's kind of like, yeah, they're kind of cold, not really motivated. I don't give them too much attention. I probably should, but I just don't. I know there's people out here that need us, so I focus my energy on the ones who love us. What's the saying? Love the one you're with. I love the ones who love me. If they don't love me, I don't give them too much attention. I keep it moving. So you can use an Excel spreadsheet. That's another way you can do it for free. Some type of spreadsheet or even a Word document, something like that as well. But keeping them organized, which I don't think is going to be that many unless you're doing like pulling lists and stuff like that. You can do that within what's that, PropWire or one of those sites where you can download a list and it comes out on an Excel spreadsheet already.
Okay. Speaking of PropWire, you mentioned that earlier, but I had lost sound and I'm at work, so I had to kind of nap, but I'm glad that I was able to jump back in. So on PropWire, which is another free resource, thank you for that. In my filters, I selected pre-foreclosure because you said, just to recap, to avoid REO, there are a couple of filters that I'm avoiding, correct?
Correct. We don't want to deal with an REO because that's real estate owned. I mean, it's already been taken by the bank, and you're going to have to go through a whole other process. And that's not, the seller no longer owns the property. The bank is taking it.
Okay. And so in in that filter, I'm selecting pre-foreclosure, correct? Or based upon, what type of list I'm trying to build or what type of leads I'm trying to okay. So I was doing that.
But I will say I'm not going to vouch fully for the list that it comes off of there because I found some of these third-party services are late. I like to be early, and Jim can get deeper into the weeds on that. Jim, what are some other resources to find pre-foreclosures on time?
Newspapers, the free one, or the newspapers online in my area. And so I can query a database that's free to use, and it has all the local newspapers in there. So I just literally pick the filter pre-foreclosure, and it gives me all the listings that have been in a date range that I give it, and it gives me all the pre-foreclosure advertisements. And then the other one is attorney websites. Learn who the attorneys are in your area and go to the attorney websites.
100%. So just to be very clear, so nobody can ever wonder, this stuff we're talking about is FREE, free. It don't cost no money, no subscriptions. It's literally public information. They have to publish it in the legal newspaper when they're having an auction coming up on these properties. So the book answer, the real answer is the legal newspaper, then elevated to the online legal newspaper, then elevated into the online third-party sites, auction.com, foreclosure.com, and maybe there's some others. And what I found, which I don't think there's really one place you can get all the pre-foreclosures other than those attorneys' websites, the attorneys that literally have the auctions. Figure out who those are in your area and go check their sites on a regular basis. That's the most accurate you're going to get because they're actually the trustee that's having the auction. They don't get no better than that. So I don't really vouch for those third-party sites because, like I said, I found that they are late on most of those.
Okay, and then also when driving to and from, because right now I'm in Madison, Illinois, which is like 30 minutes outside of where I live. So I could potentially just be driving for dollars just on my way to work. So you also taught me identifying properties could be super long, unmaintained grass, some yards that have not been snow blowed or that the snow is still piled up, the driveway is still blocked off. So just these little tips and tricks to identify these properties where either the owner is out of state or they're absentee, which would help as well.
100%. Yep. If we see any kind of signs of distress, we want to reach out and say, if you want to talk to Chris. Every time. So we just, you just never know when you're talking to those. You can do the driving for dollars or just the straight foreclosures. I like foreclosures because we know they got an auction day coming up and they have to take action. I mean, this for people that say, I need a deal like quickly. We got 2-3 weeks before the auction. They need to take action. All of that other stuff, we don't know what's going to happen. But we know you got an auction coming up in 3 weeks. So those type of people are usually the one I'm aiming for.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Oh, she said, how often do y'all do the meetup in person? How often, Justin?
We meet up every third Saturday of the month, one time a month.
Or something like that. I think we're on the last Saturday this month, though. Oh, let me take that off the screen. It's the next one, the 28th of February, the last day of the month, Saturday, February 28th. Going to be meeting up right there. Take a screenshot, save it in your phone, save it in your notes, save it wherever you got to save it. Let's go. And that'll be the 28th. That's going to be the next meetup there. We're probably going to have another one, too, coming up here. There's going to be in a different location. More to come on that as it's planned out. But we'll actually do a case study on a real estate deal. I like case studies because you can actually see how all the inner parts work. And any other questions before we land? No. So there you go. So don't forget, always be open-minded. Always ask good questions. Don't assume anything. Don't think for people. Don't leave the witness. A lot of don'ts. Huh? Don't do this. Don't do that. Just ask questions and allow people to tell you what they need to do to close them. If you try to start thinking about it too hard, you're going to mess yourself up. Don't think, just ask. I don't know. I'm totally curious. I mean, this looks like a nice house. What made you decide to want to sell it? Let them answer. Oh, you were a landlord before. How did that work out? Oh, wow, they didn't pay rent? Dang, I know you didn't like that. I mean, ask the questions and allow them to answer. Don't think for people. That's the moral of the story. So hopefully everybody have a good rest of the week. Get some leads in your system.
Thank you.
Get it going, y'all. I will catch you on the next one. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today. I don't know what you've been doing. You've been asleep. Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we...